But I have the key to the door which brings me into the government. And that key can be used to open the door in order to enter. That key can also be used to open the door in order to exit. I'm not a prisoner, because the terms are very clear. So the next 4 years will be years of very hard work to achieve the agenda. It is comparable to gathering materials for building. So we are going to be gathering materials. I believe that 2026, we are likely to have an all-party government. I don't want to be a prophet, but it is possible. A new Uganda with a level ground, a new constitution, people living in harmony, and clear political blocks where you are sure what you will get depending on how you vote may come in 2031. So there is no need for anybody to try and do what the Baganda called Okujule Vitaide. Let us cook it properly. Let us not serve something which is not ready. I have got a lot of calls that have encouraged me. People are saying they see hope now. By the way, those criticizing this agreement are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of this agreement. You wait and see. In a very short time, you'll see that those who are insulting me are the biggest beneficiaries. But that is okay. Because they say the person who makes pots sometimes eats from the broken pieces of a pot. We are lawyers who drafted this agreement, and I can assure you that agreement does not conflict whatsoever with the Constitution. If it does, then you'll hear the speaker saying that now you have lost your seats. But when people don't have any issues, then they start fear-mongering. A lot of the people are behaving like, Chicken Little. When we were in primary school, there was the story of Chicken Little. Some little, I think it was like a nut, hit the head of a chicken, and the chicken went around saying the sky has fallen. Whichever creature the chicken met, the sky has fallen, let's go and tell the king. So there was a convoy of people running around that the sky has fallen. The sky hasn't fallen in DP. The sky hasn't fallen in Uganda. So, like I said the other day, when I was on a talk show with somebody, there was an accountant trying to give me legal advice. It's like taking medical advice from Nobert Mao. You would be the biggest fool in the world. So, there are those who want a state of panic in our MPs. We stated clearly that this is a cooperation agreement. Actually, cooperation is the lowest level of togetherness. Then you move to alliance, coalition, and a merger. We understand the Constitution and the lawyers we worked with. I won't mention all of them here, but definitely that was not an issue that was raised at all, and it won't be raised. On the question of conflict of interest, when I'm in DP, I'm talking about peaceful presidential transition, national dialogue, constitutional reforms. As Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, I'm talking about the same things. So, what is the clash between that?
These are two entities, each serving different interests. You are going to serve in a government that has majority in parliament, has served for 36 years, and the DP has been on the side trying to pull that government out. So that is what you will be saying, but the interest within the two entities inside.
I think I should ask you to give it the benefit of doubt, because when you read the agreement closely, we have our freedom to disagree. The right to disagree is there, but on a no surprises basis. For instance, I cannot be in the cabinet and pretend that I'm supporting something, and then I come to parliament and I denounce it. That would be crookedness. If I can't tell you to your face that I disagree with you, do you know how hard it is to negotiate with President Museveni? I want those who are yapping around to go and try it. Anyway, you are saying NRM and DP serve different interests.
Definitely.
Now that is the biggest hoax. All these parties, have you heard people speaking when they are campaigning? We want you all to be rich. We want water here. We want justice. We want peace. Are those different interests? I think it is about method. That's where we differ. But for argument's sake, let me tell you that the political parties in Uganda are not disjoint sets. You studied mathematics. You know disjoint sets.
Yes.
It means one set is here, one set is here. I beg to differ. The parties in Uganda are not disjoint sets. We have intersections. Now, looking for that intersection is my job and the job of DP. The one thing that all parties must defend. Now, assuming we are invaded by another country, will you say that NRM and DP will be saying, we welcome the invaders because we don't like the government in power? I would be very surprised. I think we must learn from other countries. As you know, despite my young age of 55 only, I have been in this arena of politics for a very long time. And that's why sometimes people think I'm the same age with President Museveni. Because they have been reading about me from 1990 for so long. The Americans can fight in their country. They can disagree and call Joe Biden names and what. Once they are outside, you won't hear that. But for us, we seem to want to take every dirty linen and display it for the world to see. This is our country. Like I've said, we may have plan B, but we don't have a country B. So, there's an intersection. I disagree totally with anybody who talks as if the parties don't have any common interest. I said the other day, of course, I have been attacked for saying it when I said other parties discuss money, for us we discuss ideas. That when other parties go to NRM, they go to talk about how to get money. For us, we go to talk about how to serve Uganda.